And I immediately loved Portland because of how dynamic these communities are here. You can literally do it and be anything in Portland. Whatever weirdo, whatever life you live, there's a place for you in Portland. The thing about it, I didn't know about the racial dynamics until I actually moved here. And I didn't really think about being an activist and doing this type of work until I moved here and really saw the need for what's happened here. As progressive as Portland is, it's also just as, it's not as backwards as where I'm from, North Carolina, and things like that. But, there's just little things that happen on a daily basis that people don't realize that they do, especially in a super white city. White privilege is real, and it's hard to have that conversation with people for good reasons. So, as an activist, it's really hard for me because I'm an activist and I'm also an actor and an artist and an arts administrator, and I also do facilitation talks. I do equity facilitation, and the hardest thing is figuring out which conversation we're having today. So someone posts something on Facebook, how do we want to engage with them? What battle are we picking today? Are we calling people racist because they voted for Trump? Or are we recognizing that most of the people in this country don't really know how to vote and that people vote based on their fears? Or are we recognizing the fact that less than 40% of the country's population actually votes? So when you think about all that, like, how do we engage with people to a point that we alienate them, to a point that we want to bring them together? So it's like a lot of my job on a daily basis is thinking about how I want to engage with the work that I do as an activist, as an artist, and just trying to get as many people to have that dialogue and have that conversation as possible. Without alienating people. There's going to be heated discussions sometimes, and I try to avoid that, but we're at this point in the game where we can't do it alone. Gay people can't do it alone. Women can't do it alone. People of color can't do it alone. So we can scream Black Lives Matter all we want, and I support that, but scrutinizing a whole movement because of what a small handful of people in that movement do is just not acceptable. No more than scrutinizing all Muslims because a small group of people that call themselves ISIS do things, or hating all white people because there are black supremacists. There's 4 black supremacist groups in Oregon, and they scare me just as much as the white supremacist groups do. Well, at least I'm black, right? But you can't call all white people, group them up with these Nazis when there's a small group of people doing that. But we can hold people accountable, right? So when we're in the gay community in particular, it's a very misogynistic environment. Calling out gay men, like, no, you're not going to be a misogynist just because we prefer sleeping with women or vice versa. No more than white people should allow other white people to be racist and say racist things of black people around. We have to really see the good in people and actually want to be a part of that change in that conversation. So that's what I do as an artist. That's what I do as an activist. That's what I do in my talks, to try to get people to spark that dialogue and really see things from a multi-layered perspective as much as I can.